From Hampton High School in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Peninsula District Girls Basketball. The Lady Bruins of Bethel visiting the Lady Crabbers of Hampton. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz, and we welcome you to Hampton High School for this contest between the girls game. And right now, let's go courtside as Bob has head coach Patrice Calloway of the Lady Bruins.
Listen, you 7-3 going up a team that's #1 in the district because of the big upset they had the other night. What do you girls have to do to take Hampton out of the game plan?
Just need to maintain our composure. We know they're going to come with a lot of pressure. We just want to maintain our composure and try to pick apart their defensive pressure.
Well,
Look for some easy baskets. Take advantage of them overplaying, over-pursuing.
So you've got a lot of athleticism on your team. Your girls are so athletic. How does that transfer to basketball? Because sometimes it's not as easy.
Right. Well, our goal this half of the season is to combine the athleticism with good, smart basketball play, because I think that we were lacking in those areas early on. We're young, but we've grown. So I just can't wait for the ball to bounce and see where we go, see what happens. I'm ready to go.
Good enough.
Right.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Calloway. And want to mention tonight's contest is brought to you by Zoom's Sitco with 5 convenient Hampton locations. And it's brought to you in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. Let's go back courtside as Bob once again has a coach. This time it's David Six of the Hampton Crabbers.
Well, David, congratulations on a fine win against Woodside. Puts you in #1 position. That means now everybody's going to be fighting to knock you off.
Yeah.
What do you do to get your girl fired up?
Well, we just try to keep them focused, give them goals, try to take one game at a time, try to make sure that we just do it in practice. If we get it in practice, we should be able to get it in the game.
Well, you're going up against a team of 7-3. Now, the Bruins have a lot of athleticism on their team. They're not exceptionally big, but they are very quick, and so your girls have got to try to compensate for that.
Oh, no question about it. They're one of the more talented teams in the league, and I just hope that we can come out and counter their athleticism.
Well, listen, you've done a great job over. We're glad to have you back in the Peninsula District at Hampton High School. And congratulations so far, and good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Good. Let's run back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Six. The Crabbers 11-1 overall and 9-0 in the district, while the Lady Bruins now, having won last Friday night when we had them against Denby, and then they were also victorious on Tuesday, I'm told. So they are 9-4 and playing very well right now. The Lady Bruins are, as well are the Lady Crabbers. The Crabbers, of course, as you just heard the interviews with Coach Calloway from Bethel and Coach Six from Hampton High School. We are just moments away from the introduction of the starting lineups, and Bob, you have rejoined me here. Unfortunately, I can't hear your interview with the coaches. So.
Well, I don't know why you should be able to hear that, but anyway, basically, what the Lady Bruins 7-3 coming to this contest, and she figures that
I had her 9-4, so I guess.
Yeah, well, that's 7-3 in district play.
Okay.
But they have to try to overcome the heights of the Hampton Crabbers, and of course they're real high after that upset win over Woodside. But they've got a lot of athleticism on their team, and they'll do some compensation for it. There's Amanda Walker, as we remember last week, as you see the officials there.
That is Carter Ficklin, by the way, also a regular on the football officiating teams, and his buddy tonight, James Bradshaw, who will in fact be the referee. By the way, just before you finish that, we understand someone was criticizing Carter, said he's not much better of a basketball official than he is a football. He says, but at least I'm consistent.
I tell you what, he's a good guy. He gives it everything he's got, and he knows, and I know, and you know that we're all not perfect, and we're going to make mistakes. But he does the best job he can do out there.
He does.
We appreciate him.
We like
really
kidding
do.
with him because he has a great sense of humor. A lot of officials.
Some of them don't have such a great. Well, that's because you pick on them all the time.
That's right. All right, but you started to mention Amanda Walker. We just saw an outstanding effort by her last Friday night against Denby, and so she's going to have that kind of effort tonight against this taller Hampton team.
Well, you look at she's going up against Alicia Morris, who's 6'3", and then they can bring in Emily Smith, 6'2", and Amanda Walker's 5'11", so she's giving up a couple 3 inches there. So that makes a big difference as we watch the introduction to the starters.
Yeah, that
here
is Shamika Simmons that was just introduced. Before her was Asia Carroll and Tamisha Augustin. And this is number 41, the aforementioned Amanda Walker, who just had an outstanding game against Denby, and again, will need to have that same kind of effort if Bethel is to defeat Hampton this evening. There you see the starting lineup for Patrice Calloway's Lady Bruins.
And there's a little change in that. Veronica Johnson is not starting tonight. Augustin is starting at the point guard instead. But and this is one thing that Patrice can do. She's got a couple girls that she can run at point guard, which really helps her offense.
All right, now for the Lady Crabbers, Takara White, number 21, will be the first starter announced. 25 is Sharon Earp. Number 55, Alicia Morris, and she is a tall one at 6'3".
Had 9 blocks in that win over Woodside.
Tiara Lassiter, who was instrumental in Hampton's efforts this year, number 31. And finally, number 33, and that is Shonda Sturdivant. So the Lady Crabbers, as you see them, there are the starters for head coach David Six.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from both of these teams tonight, and that player receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving Inc., located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalter's owner. And the shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, and they're located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment, uniform, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner. Let's get this contest underway. Going to be a good one.
It should be a good one. We've got T.T. Lassiter jumping against Walker. Referee James Bradshaw has ball in hand. This will be the only jump ball of the ball game. Of course, the possession arrow controls it after that, only unless we have overtime would there be another jump ball. And we play 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. There's no shot clock, but there is the 10-second timeline in which you must get it across the half-court line.
Now, what you're going to watch with the Crabbers, Tim, what you'll see them do, they'll be in a zone. They'll trap in that zone, and they'll bring that zone clear out to half and three-quarter court, trying to disrupt your half-court offense.
Inbounds pass goes all the way into the backcourt, which is perfectly legal. This is Asia Carroll to Augustin.
And you see how they pack that zone in. They're going to first of all, they're going to try to frustrate the Bruins in their half-court offense. And then if they get a chance, they will trap out of that. Very active. Davis Six has done such a fine job coming back here to the Crabbers.
Shot from outside, and that will break up the zone. That is Selena Scott, who gets the first basket of the game. Steals the inbound pass.
That was stolen by Augustin.
And so then the Bruins turn it over. And again, that's one of those just haphazard plays that results in turnover, makes a coach gray before their time.
You got that because there was no pressure on her. There's a good look at David Six. Here's the basket, and you can see that's what you have to do against the zone. And of course, Hampton says you're going to beat us. You beat us from the outside. You won't beat us getting the ball inside. But you see that the Bruins are playing the man-to-man. They're going to – oh, nice feed.
Nice give and go, but it just was a little too strong.
Lassiter gets the rebound.
Tiara Lassiter. I'm going to do the play-by-play.
Okay. I'm just excited. That young lady plays point guard for the most part.
I'm just teasing you. Way outside, long rebound into the hands of the Lady Bruins, and they'll bring it back up by 2. We have contact and a traveling call. Could have been a foul.
Actually, she traveled before the contact, but you're right. It could very well have been a foul that time. But you'll notice the difference in the two coaches. Bethel plays man-to-man pressure, make turnovers from the man-to-man. Hampton is playing in a zone, and they're going to try to disrupt your half-court offense.
And that's Lassiter getting the bucket. Good defense causes the turnover.
Well, they missed it. She stepped out of bounds over here, but he didn't catch that. But there was a turnover.
Right? Would have been a TO either way.
Right. But you see what the Bruins are trying to do. Let's get the ball, get down the court before they can set up in that zone.
Which is easier said than done.
Now they're in a 1-3-1 half-court trap, and it worked because they threw it away.
Augustin off the glass too strong. Loose ball underneath. And finally controlled by the Bruins. Shot is no good. Walker keeps it alive and put in nicely by Augustin.
Yeah, she went right over the top of Sturdivant that time. Walker did.
4-2 Bethel.
Oh, they missed Morse underneath the basket, wide open.
Crabbers trapped in the corner. This is White for Lassiter. Now, way outside comes Morris.
And that's not where you want her, but that's part of that offense. They got rotation. Now they're playing a stack offense. Just can't get the ball to drop. Nice shot, though.
That was Earp with the shot that didn't go. Augustin drives and has it knocked out of bounds, and they'll say it was last touched by one of the Crabbers.
Yeah, T.J. Lassiter got her hand on it, but that's what she's supposed to do. Get in that passing lane. Don't give them a chance to get the ball inside. Keep it out of the paint.
5:10 left here in the first period. 4-2 Bethel. They'll inbound underneath the basket. And they failed to do so.
Yeah.
Good defense by the Lady Crabbers, causing them the turnover. Have 5 seconds once the ball is whistled ready for play to have it inbounded. And on the fifth count by Carter Ficklin, it had not done so.
Well, we got a 1-2-2 full court press.
And it almost resulted in a turnover. So both coaches mixing up the defenses early.
Yeah. You try to keep the other team off balance, if you will.
They get it into Lassiter, who is double teamed, and now she finds a teammate. But again, that trapping defense really giving the Crabbers difficulty right now. They do break the timeline.
But they got to look underneath the basket because that's where the people are open.
They do find a player underneath. Morris's shot too strong. Had her own rebound, tipped it to a teammate, got it back herself, put it up no good, as she had 3 chances and will finally now have an opportunity at the free throw line.
Well, I believe one of those shots was taken by Sturdivant on the opposite side of the basket, but you're right, there were 3 opportunities. They should have got 2 points off of that.
Amanda Walker is whistled for the personal foul. Here's the replay. There was no foul on that one, but here on this play, and that was not much of a foul.
No, there wasn't. But
Walker did a good job of standing her ground.
Well, Tim, and if you want to get somebody in foul trouble against Bethel, Walker would be the one that you would want to get if you're Hampton, because she does create a presence underneath that basket, not just because she's a good rebounder, but she's real smart and knows where the ball is coming off the rim. So that puts pressure on on Sturdivant and Morris.
Morris can't get the second one, so it remains a Bethel lead, this time cut to 4-3 now, as we approach 4.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Bethel moving the ball around well. Augustin will try for a 3, no good, but we've got a whistle and a foul called underneath the basket. We'll see how James Bradshaw calls this one.
It's got to be against one of the Hampton.
Sorry.
Sturdivant, I guess.
Yep, that's who it was.
Yeah,
against.
and you could see it if she really just kind of pushed the Bruin lady right out of bounds. If you can get by with it, great.
Asia Carroll. Now we got a new player in there. This is Veronica Johnson, number 10 has checked in. This is Carroll for 3. Asia Carroll connects. And that'll give Bethel their biggest lead, 7-3. Again, that trapping defense. Crabbers having difficulty with it. They do get it across the timeline, ever so gingerly, I should add. Lassiter will drive the lane, put it up too strong, and it's rebounded by the Lady Bruins. Bringing it back is Augustin. Her lead pass down the court. Carroll got it.
Oh, what a nice catch and put up.
Asia Carroll, and the lead now 9-3. Morris got it.
Whoa, did she run the court well?
Alicia Morris, the tallest girl on the court. So now the game opens up, and Morris will be whistled for the foul. She's upset with a teammate, I believe. But she did commit the foul, and she will send the Bruins to the free throw line. Here's a replay of some of that fast and furious action. That's Morris. And then quickly back the other way, you'll see Augustin spotting Asia Carroll underneath.
She got the ball, but then hit her with her body.
Yep, and that's what a lot of fans fail to observe, is that you can cleanly hit or deflect the ball, but your body cannot make contact either, or the foul will be called. Asia Carroll misses on the first of two. 9-5 is our score in favor of the visiting Lady Bruins, trying to upset the first place Lady Crabbers. Crabbers beat a good Woodside team last Tuesday. That's the same school that beat the previously undefeated Hampton boys team.
See, there's a violation underneath because the ball was knocked out of bounds, so she's got to stay there. She can't move like it's after a made basket.
David Six protesting that call. Wants a clarification from referee Bradshaw, and Bradshaw is giving it to him. David didn't like the call, but it was apparently the correct call.
And I was just thinking now, she can't move.
And the inbounds pass is stolen by the Crabbers. Good lead pass, left wing, got it.
Oh, I tell you, she's smooth, isn't she?
Siobhan Earp, nice play by the Lady Crabbers, and they cut that lead down to 3 now, 10-7. Asia Carroll will again try the 3. Augustin with the follow-up, no good, and Morris clears the board underneath. Again, lead pass left side, good job of trying to save the ball, but then she finally did, in fact, step out of bounds. In for the Lady Crabbers. That is number 35, Jennifer Plymouth. As we watch the replay here, you see she tried to save it, but stepped on the end line. Both coaches going to the bench. Luxury that these two schools didn't always enjoy. Augustin for 3, no. Morris battles for the rebound, partially deflected.
Shot.
But the Bruins get it back.
And that's that hustle.
Carroll in the lane, no. And the follow-up and a foul. Right now, the Lady Bruins are beating the Lady Crabbers at the rebounding. Watch the replay here.
Who did he call that foul on? I think he called that on Moore, so that if he did, that's their second one.
9-6, the rebounding in favor of the Lady Bruins. Amanda Walker at the free throw line got the first. And if that is against Morris, that'll be her second, and that'll bring in Emily Smith, who almost looks like her sister or twin. Both of them tall, about the same type of build, blonde. And Walker connects on both free throws, so they up that lead to 5 now. Grabbers Lassiter, and Lassiter kicked it out. Good call by Mr. Bradshaw. The deflection would have been off the Bruin, but it deflected off the Bruin onto the foot.
David wants to see, he was a timeout.
David Six, who's seeing his team, you know, and sometimes after you have a big victory like they did over Woodside and a big victory like they did over the previous week, you come in a little flat.
Well, it looks like to me is that the pressure that the Bruins are putting on has just got them out of sync a little bit.
Turnovers are just about equal, 4 for Hampton, 3 for Bethel. But right now the rebounding is the difference, and that's where the Bruins are beating the at least apparently taller Lady Crabbers. The taller does not always equate to rebounding edge.
No, it doesn't. Position is what does it.
Now the Bruins leading by 5 as we are at 2:34 to go in the first period. Game being brought to you by Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton location. David Allen and the fine folks at Zooms bringing that Beantown coffee, those fried chicken, potato wedges, and that excellent Citgo gasoline. I thank the Zooms folks for helping sponsor our program tonight.
We sure do appreciate them. You're right. Asia Carroll that time could have been called for an offensive foul. She put her hand out and kind of pushed away the defender, who
Official
fell
ruled
down.
that it was more of an act than it was a real push, so that was why he did. But you're absolutely right. It appeared to be more than it was. A couple of the Hampton fans had a disagreement with that. Air ball. Walker muscled out underneath. Could have had a foul call there. Stick back, no good, and knocked out of bounds. They'll say it was knocked out by the Lady Bruins.
Well, I tell you, the Bruins are getting their hands on the rebounds a lot more than the Crabbers are right now.
Hampton will inbounds, trailing by 5. 1:43 left in the first period. This is Earp giving out to Lassiter. Hampton really hasn't gotten into their offensive flow yet. They want to go down low to Emily Smith, but she's being guarded well.
Here's
Swinging
the
around.
shot right there.
Got her open for 3, and she
that's
hits
what
it.
she wanted. That's what they were working for. They pulled the whole zone over one side, Tim, and reversed the ball real quick before the zone could shift.
Siobhan Earp with the 3. She has 5 points now, and the difference in the game is 2. Bethel with the lead.
And Hampton is playing a box and 1 against Asia Carroll. Siobhan Earp is dogging her wherever she goes.
Augustin will drive the lane. She'll put it up, and she draws the foul. Watch the replay. You'll see the action here. And the foul is charged to Hampton's Takara White. That's her first. Player control foul. Inbound, no good. And taken finally by Lassiter. She wants to spot a teammate down the court, but it's off the mark and retrieved by Asia Carroll as we have 1/2 of a minute remaining here in the first period. Bruins by 2. Play number 5 is called by Augustin. Might be her own number. What do you think?
Well, it could be.
It is her number. And she takes the shot and hits it. So 4 points now for Augustin, and that's the difference in the game. We're down to 7 seconds. Don't know that the Crabbers are aware of the clock. Lassiter will have to throw it up, and at the buzzer, it hits the rim, but deflects off.
But you're right. Her other teammates were not aware of the time on the clock.
So at the buzzer, the shot is off the mark. And after 1, it's Hampton 10 and Bethel 14 as the Lady Bruins lead by 4.
Tim, if you want, you know and I know, to get all your basketball stats and up-to-date minutes on the standings, you can go right online. You can go to sportscombine.com. You get a lot of your stuff from there, and that's kind of nice and let the people out there know that they can go on sportscombine.com and pick up the standings, pick up the stats for the boys and the girls.
I like the centerfold.
Yeah, is that picture killing?
Picture killing. 11-7. Just kidding about that. It's absolutely rated G.
Yeah.
Well,
one of the things that Bob was talking to us about earlier was that they have the game that we did against the Russians in 1988. They've got it on there. You can pull it up and listen to it. And you and I are talking about Mother's Day, so it had to be in May, right?
Was that?
And I think you might have had a little more hair then.
How much of the game can you hear?
I don't know. I haven't heard it. Bob was talking about it.
I'll have to look into that. Trying to pronounce all those Russian players' names.
Yeah. I said one instance, I said, well, how did they get the ball? So I said, do I sound the same? He said, you sound the same. Well, my voice didn't get older. I just got older.
Well, your voice changed about half a century ago.
Oh, really?
All right. We are in the second period now.
And Bethel's in a zone. They've really shaken it up a little bit.
Earp's shot is short. Smith on the floor has the loose ball. Now 2 Bruins finally control it. And Amanda Walker will eventually have credit for the rebound. This is Veronica Johnson. Right side for Augustin. Playing the high post.
Still playing that box and one.
Bruins being very methodical now. They're not going to force a shot. They're going to try and get it to the open player. They do get it inside for Augustin.
Oh,
She has
nice
a block.
Nice block.
T.T. Lassiter.
Lassiter, great job. Good
Is it
timing
TJ?
on it.
TJ or TT?
TT.
That's what I thought. You called her TJ earlier. I wasn't sure.
I did?
Yeah, well, just once.
Well, that was probably Kellen told me that. He does that.
he
Just to
does.
see if I repeat what he says. And I usually do.
Sturdivant and Morris check back in for the Lady Crabbers. Shot from the corner is an air ball. Lassiter tries to get it out quickly for Earp, and she'll hold up now and wait for the rest of her teammates.
Back in, it looks like a 1-3-1 zone that they're playing a little bit. Then they come out. Yeah, that's a 1-3-1 zone.
I want to mention again that one of our corporate sponsors for this game is Wood Funeral Home. As a nice
See,
play underneath.
that's what you got to do. Get it inside to
Work it down low.
your pivot people.
Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. Bill Leggett and Bill White are on staff. And again, we thank Wood Funeral Home for their helping defray the cost of bringing you these contests here on Channel 46. We want to remind you, too, that you'll have the boys' contest between these two schools right here on the home for high school sports in Hampton, Channel 46.
Now you see the Bruins are getting one shot, and that's all.
Down low, and a good block. Amanda Walker with the block. Ball goes out of bounds.
No, it wasn't Amanda Walker, Tim.
That was 41, no?
Yeah, it was
31.
33.
33.
Yeah, Amber Dorsey. She's just a freshman.
Stand corrected, and apologies to Amber.
Watch it. I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
I'm sure you're right. I thought it was Walker underneath, but Bob says you're right. That was the shot that was just at the buzzer of the first period. Back to the live action now. Augustin drives and scores. Miss Augustin. Augustin with 6 points. And the lead is 4 for the Lady Bruins. T.T. Lassiter will drive, dishes it nicely for Morris.
Nice. Just a little old handoff, but she was wide open.
Alicia Morris underneath. She's got 7 points. She leads the Lady Crabbers. And it's a 2-point difference. Carter Ficklin rules the ball will belong to the Lady Bruins.
Well, that was knocked out by the time by Siobhan Earp. But I tell you, she is dogging Asa Carroll wherever she goes.
Augustin is the leading rebounder with 4 for the Lady Bruins. 5:12 to go in the half. 16-14. Good. That's a three-pointer.
Right off the backboard.
Selena Scott makes it a 5-point game. And a wonderful move by T.T. Lassiter as she just drove the lane and put it in easily. Bruins forgot to put the hands up. Asia Carroll swings it left side. Again, nice move to the basket. That was just as smooth as can be. Selena Scott has 7.
Well, that's what happens when you play a box and one. You don't have the help on the baseline as you normally get.
Wide open player underneath for the Lady Crabbers. That's Ejetta Holmes, who just came in. And she scores, makes it a 3-point difference. Off the mark. Good job, Holmes. She kept it alive, but unfortunately threw it right to a Lady Bruin. Now Augustin rattles it in and out from 3.
Boy, that looked good, didn't it?
Sure did. Went about halfway down, rattled around, and came out. Now David Six wants to take another timeout, and that'll come with just under 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Well, if you're a Bruin fan, you got to be tickled with the way that Patrice Calloway has come up with the game plan, because right now it's got the Hampton Crabbers a little bit frustrated, and David Six doesn't like what he sees. He wants to get a little more blocking out. Don't let the Crabbers, we watch some of the replay, let them get those easy shots off of that half-court offense.
Coach Killen giving me some tips over here on how to work around that zone while you were talking about it. I'm going to put a headset on him. We'll have
Oh, then
Larry
you and I
Curly
won't
Moe.
get a word in edgewise. You know that, don't
Larry
you?
Curly and Moe, or is it the Pep Boys?
Take your
Manny,
pick.
Moe, and Jack.
Take your pick.
21-18. The Crabbers find themselves behind with 3:55 to go in the first half. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz coming to you. This game videotaped on the 21st of January, the year 2000.
They're real active in that 1-3-1 zone, especially the point out there, Selena Scott. Very active.
This is Lassiter. Back to Holmes. To Earp. Wants to work it down low for Morris, but she's well covered. Now Earp will shoot it and hit. Devon Earp has 7 points, and the block shot taken by Morris.
That was a good job. She just put her hands up. The Bruin just shot the ball into her hands.
Hampton now with a chance to take the lead. They have not had the lead. Crabbers being patient. Got some new faces out there. In the lane, Lassiter's shot won't go. And the Bruins can't hold it on the baseline, so Hampton will get another chance.
And that was a case of thinking that your teammate was an opponent, and I think that's the reason that they didn't come up with the rebound that time. Thought there was pressure where there wasn't pressure. Sturman gets a breather.
Earp will trigger inbound. Holmes.
And here's your set play.
Earp open from the corner, short with the three-point attempt, but Lassiter gets the loose ball. Now down to Morris, and Morris in heavy traffic, got her own rebound, no good. Earp with the rebound, and still no good. Another offensive board, Earp no good. Morris follows and hit it.
Wow, that was about 4 or 5 shots. 4 shots, Killen says. That's 4 rebounds, or 5 shots, 4 rebounds, and a woo.
Finally, the basket, and a good job by the lady. Watch the replay here. Here's the first shot.
And that she was
1
fouled.
rebound, 2 rebounds, 3 rebounds, 4 rebounds, and the basket.
And, you know, really, Alicia Morris was fouled on the very first shot.
There you look over at Patrice Calloway and the bench of the Lady Bruins. Trying to figure out a way to do a better job on the boards. Morris cannot hit the free throw, so the lead will remain at 1. Hampton now has taken the lead in rebounding, 15-14 here in the first half, as 2:20 remains in the first half of this action. Shot from way outside, off the mark. Loose ball is retrieved underneath. Nice job of rebounding by Takara White, and a great job of spotting Earp
Oh,
open.
I tell you, Earp is so fast, Tim. She really gets down the court quick.
So Earp has 9 points unofficially here in the first half, and had the last basket gives Hampton a 3-point lead, their biggest lead of the ballgame. This is a 3-point attempt, and it's good.
Well, that ties it up rather quick, doesn't it?
That was Scott with her second triple of the game, and you're right, it ties it at 24. Lassiter to Earp.
If they looked under the basket, Morris was there saying, give me the ball, I'm open.
Takara White, a jumper from the free throw line, off the mark. And the rebound goes to Simmons, Shamika Simmons. Back outside, no good. Loose ball and controlled underneath by Lassiter. Lassiter, long lead pass, just too long.
They need to put a little more air under that ball.
David Six tells her, hey, hey, good idea.
It was a good idea.
Bad execution.
You just need to put a little more air under it so that Morris or who was the other young lady running, 2 of them were going down the court. Probably Earp, she's so daggone fast.
1-1-1 on the clock, 24 all. Fouls not a problem in this game so far. 4 team fouls against Hampton, just 2 against the Lady Bruins. In the lane, nice spinning move, shot won't fall. Stick back is good by Amanda Walker.
Yeah,
That's her first
Walker
basket.
did a great job that time.
First basket, and it came in the final minute of the first half. Gives Bethel the lead momentarily at least. Ball is on the rim and retrieved by the Lady Bruins. Rebound that time.
See if they hold it for the last shot.
Amber Dorsey with the rebound for the Lady Bruins. Half a minute. And now the Lady Bruins call a timeout.
Probably taking a 20-second and say, we want the last shot. Let's don't hurry up. If we shoot it with about between 8 and 5 seconds left. That way the Crabbers should not be able to get it down the court and get a good shot off. Wow, what an exciting game this has turned out to be.
And yes, we'll remind everybody this first half being brought to you by Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations, and in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director.
Hey, HCS has a new look. Join anchor Beth Sadler Monday through Friday at noon and again at 5 p.m. for all the news and information about the Hampton City Schools.
Our good buddy Ken Silver, the award-winning photographer from the Daily Press, is on hand.
Is he getting your picture?
No, he don't want to break that beautiful camera.
Oh, okay.
He don't want to break his Pentax. Bruins will inbound. Actually, I think he's working with a Polaroid Instamatic there, it looks like. It's unusual for a classy photographer. He is an award winner, state award winner.
Yeah, I remember some of the shots he got. He got some great shots.
Great. He's a great sports action shooter. Nice shot inside. Was that Asia Carroll?
Yeah.
And the shot is after the buzzer sounds.
Tim, she just went right through that zone defense, twisted and turned, put the ball up. Nice job.
We have played one half, and our score at halftime is Bethel 28 and Hampton 24. We'll return for a third period of action after a brief timeout. As we rejoin the halftime activities, watching a little of the replay from the first half, Asia Carroll scoring, and that was
the last basket of the first half, by the way.
Yep, one of her two-pointers. She had a three-pointer and one of 2 free throws. She had 8 points. Selena Scott led the Lady Bruins in the first half. She had a pair of threes and a pair of twos for 10 points. 6 points for Misha Augustin. She had 3 baskets from the 2-point range, and then Amanda Walker had 4 points as she hit 1 basket and 2 of 2 free throws, and the Bruins hit 3 out of 4 from the free throw line in the first half. For the Lady Crabbers, by the way, and speaking of the first half, they had 17 rebounds, and that is the equal amount of rebounds that David Six and his squad, as you look into his huddle, he is giving the young ladies from Hampton a very stern look there as he is making his point before the halftime activities are over with. For the Lady Crabbers, they were paced with 9 points by 2 players. Alicia Morris had 9 points, 4 baskets and 1 of 3 free throws. 9 points for Siobhan Earp as well, as she had 3 deuces and a triple. 4 points for Tiara Lassiter on 2 baskets and 2 points for Ajita Holmes. And they were 1 of 3 from the free throw line. The rebounds were tied at 17, assists at 6 apiece. Hampton had 2 more turnovers at 6 turnovers to 4, and the steals found Bethel on top 3-0. But the game well played in the first half, I thought, Bob, with just a total of 10 turnovers between the 2 teams.
Yeah, there wasn't as many turnovers as you would have expected, but both of these teams protect the ball real well. But I tell you, I'm real excited about the game because this is not going to be a blowout, either one of these 2 teams. And, of course, Hampton's got to protect that 1-game lead. If you win the regular season, Tim, you get the top seed and automatic bid to the regional. So.
And we are just past the halfway point of the season, and we start the third quarter. Ball stolen, knocked away, turnover, however you want to phrase that. So the Lady Bruins turn it over on the first possession. Lassiter wants to go down low to Morris, but she's well guarded.
Still in that zone is the Bruins.
Earp will fire it up short, and Walker with a rebound. Back come the Lady Bruins. One shot for the Crabbers, and then we have contact. Looks like it will be called against Takara White of Hampton. That'll be her second. It'll be a player control foul as the Bruins will inbound underneath their basket. Almost stolen by Earp, and she did knock it out of bounds, so it'll still belong to the Lady Bruins.
Good job that time, Earp, getting in the passing lane, almost causing a turnover.
Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Bob Killen coming to you with the Channel 46 crew from Hampton High School. Second half just underway, Lady Bruins and the Lady Crabbers. Bad pass underneath, turnover gives the ball to Lassiter.
It's hard to get up into your press if you don't score. On a turnover, it's hard to get into your press.
Earp will drive the lane, no good, and again the Crabbers limited to one shot, but the loose ball is stolen by Lassiter. Now Walker with the rebound for Bethel. Asia Carroll drives the lane, has it knocked away. Underneath, shot is no good. Lassiter had it, Walker knocked it out of bounds.
I tell you, Jamaica Simmons said, what I got to do to get a foul. She thought she got mugged underneath there.
She did have a pretty good case for that. Looked like she was roughed up, but no call forthcoming. Not me, I don't criticize officials, so I'm not really that. And your buddy Carter Ficklin here telling stories on me at halftime. Turnover. Back come the Lady Bruins. Asia Carroll with the bucket. So she's got 10 points in the game, and the lead is 6 and stolen.
A lazy pass.
Bad pass. Augustine makes them pay. David Six up on the off the bench on the other side, and he's displeased with that. 4 easy points. Earp is fouled, and she'll get 2 shots.
And not only do you have to make a sharp, crisp pass against a pressure and a press, a zone press, but you also, Tim, have to make a move to the ball if you're the one that's going to get the ball. You can't stand there flat-footed and expect the ball to get to you. You got to make a step to the ball also. So that was a combination of both of them.
You saw the action, then you saw the foul committed by Walker, which sends Earp to the free throw line for 2. And she is short on the first. Hampton down by 8. Trailed after 1 by 4. Trailed at halftime by 4. They have been outshot so far here 4-0. In the third period, he's got a good look at Siobhan Earp, and she cannot hit either free throw.
I think we had a violation.
So that won't count against her? Okay.
No. She gets another one.
She'll just get another chance. It was ruled that one of the Lady Bruins was in the lane before they were allowed to be. And Earp still can't find the range.
And 2 Crabbers fighting over the ball and turned it right over to the Bruins.
Back down the other way, the Lady Bruins, and they'll get a break. Looked like the Bruins might have knocked it out. Augustine will trigger. This is the three-pointer in and out, and Alyssa Morris clears the board. Lassiter thought about it. Takara White will. No good. Walker with the rebound.
A quick timeout here, 20 by the Bruins. They've gone out to an 8-point lead, Tim. Come out fired up in the second half.
5:30 to go in the third. Going to remind you again, it's Zooms with 5 convenient Hampton locations. We're going to do something special for Zooms.
You got it. Zooms is giving an award to the senior basketball player on each of the teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded a plaque at a school board meeting after the season. We want to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continuing support of WHCS and our student athletes.
Bruins out rebounding Hampton 6-2 here in the third period, and one player alone has 4 of those rebounds, and that is Amanda Walker, who we saw manhandle the Denby Patriots last week, as she had an outstanding double-double in that game. Nice feed for Walker, too strong. Rebound was put up but partially blocked. Carroll got it out to Augustin. Augustin down the lane, good feed left side, but the Lady Bruins can't hold on to it. That was Simmons.
That was a great feed underneath, you're right.
Simmons should have been able to, but could not. And now stolen as the ball was not secured by Earp. But Augustin knows what to do.
I tell you what, she is playing a game.
They call her Misha. Stolen by Carroll. Augustin partially blocked. Good defense by Takara White. She is double teamed and throws it away.
And
good
that
job.
Great double team.
It was. Hook shot off the mark. Augustin got it. Put it up and in.
She's having a game tonight.
Lady Bruins are taking it to the Crabbers, 36-24. They lead by a dozen, knocked out of bounds by the Lady Bruins, and Patrice Calloway at center court congratulating her team.
Well, she needs to, Tim. They're doing a great job, but they're getting their hands in the passing zone and right where the Crabbers are throwing the ball. The Crabbers need to use some bounce passes. We watch some of the replay here. This is off of one of the steals, but you can't throw the ball where the hand is. If you bounce the ball, you use a bounce pass, it'll get in there 9 times out of 10.
You're watching the
See,
replay.
right there,
yep.
right there. You just went right where the hand was.
So David Six's team having a tough time with the Lady Bruins. 9-0 in the district is David Six's team. 11-1 overall, but the Lady Bruins trying to hand the Crabbers their first loss in the district. A lot of time remaining, however. 4:20 left in the third period. Hampton 24, Bethel 36.
Well, what Hampton's got to do is figure out how to beat this press and get some easy baskets off to the press so that the Bruins will come out of it. If you're scoring consistently off a press, then you're going to give it up. But right now, all the advantages of the press is to the Bruins.
Well, we've played 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and the Crabbers have yet to score in the third period. They had 24 at half. They still got 24. So David Six has gathered the troops, and let's see what the results are of the strategy.
Well, we've had a couple foul shots, Tim, but the Crabbers haven't had that many shots at the basket.
And that'll be traveling. That's a good call. Takara White shuffled her feet. David Six is going to counter with a substitute. That'll be Tiana Blunt, who will come in the game. Now, she won't take out Takara White, interestingly. She removes another player. That's Jennifer Plymouth, who came out.
Crabbers are going to want to trap a little quicker out of that zone, but the Lady Bruins are really doing a good job of spreading it out a little bit, making it a little harder for the Crabbers to trap.
They work the ball down low. Morris can't get the basket, but she is fouled.
And that's what you want to do. If that's on Walker, that's got to be 3.
No, I think they're going to call that one against Augustin. Or Simmons. Not 5, but rather 25. So Morris will have a chance to hit some points here and hopefully get the Crabbers off the schneid, but they miss on the first attempt.
So they've missed all 3 of the free throws this half.
Morris will have 1. And the Crabbers still can't. Did get the loose ball in the corner. Lassiter. White, double dribble, good call. Good call, she had it, dribbled, stopped, dribble again. Crabbers just out of sync.
Yeah, they really are. They're like a half a step behind.
And this is a good Bethel team. You can't be a half a step behind. This is Asia Carroll trying to put a nail in the coffin. Misses the three. That would have given them a 15-point lead had she hit it. Just not getting the movement. This whole right side is wide open, but they're not trying any back doors or anything else. They're just trying to work it down low. Morris can't get it. Walker gets the rebound. Walker's got almost, well, he had 4 earlier, so that's 5 here in the third period. And contact underneath, no foul. Walker got the loose ball. Gustin will try again from 3, and this time gets nothing but net. And the lead now is 15. Lassiter to White. Shot up and good.
Yeah, finally broke a streak. 2:30 before they scored.
And that was Tiana Blunt, her first basket in the ballgame. Walker hounded by Earp, gets it outside to Augustin. Asia Carroll puts it up, no good. A couple of Bruins had it, and the ball knocked loose. Good job by Blunt.
He's really giving a little spark.
Almost threw it away. Good recovery by Takara White, and then she gets the benefit of the call on the blocking foul.
And they're going to call the block before the shot was put up.
That was Asia Carroll who was called for the foul. Watch the replay here. Good job to save it right there on the side. And then you saw a good call.
Yeah, it was, because you can see the foul was way before the shot.
And more importantly, the defensive player was moving the whole time, never established position, and thus the call for blocking. Good call by the officials.
Well, I tell you, our camera crew always does a good job. Who do we have on the cameras tonight? I'm looking. I got Braxton, Sarah Sue Bowers.
Three-pointer from deep in the corner. That was Earp who hit the 3, and now the foul called on Earp. Now they're going to have a discussion. Was there a timeout?
I don't know if there's timeout before the foul or not. We'll see. Evidently there was. Anyway, we got Ron Baton on the camera down on the end line. Got Bev Penn doing the instant replay, as we see right there what Bev is doing.
You see on the replay there, umpire Ficklin calling the foul on Earp, but the question is a valid one. Was the timeout called by the Bruins before that contact? And I don't know the answer to that right now.
I don't either. Don Charaus is the engineer. Andy Foley does graphics and audio. And Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers does everything else.
1:46 time remaining here in the third period. It's been all Bethel, although the Crabbers now have gotten 5 points after taking almost 6 minutes to get to their first point of the second half.
Right. When I said that Scotty does everything else, does that mean he buys the hot dogs and the drinks and all that?
I haven't seen any results of that. That's right. After everything else you announced, there isn't much else to do. Sit back.
Well, he got to make sure they do what they're supposed to do. He's all right. He might say he doesn't do anything, but he does a lot.
$40,000. And we got contact.
No.
Jim Bradshaw now. The referee is going to correct the call. Carter
and
Ficklin.
I tell you, he's done a good job. Both of these have.
Carter Ficklin saw it one way. Watch the replay here. See what you think.
Yeah, see, and he didn't see the young lady hit it out of her hands.
Earp will try the 3, no good. Loose ball, and Earp gets it.
The Crabbers have extended their trap.
Earp for 3, and that one's an air ball, so that'll give it over. You know, the Crabbers don't need to be firing 3s all the time. They need to work the ball down to Lassiter and to Morris.
That's correct.
And now we've got a timeout.
Substitute.
Substitution before the ball is put in play, and that is Johnson, Veronica Johnson, number 10, coming back in, and she'll replace Selena Scott, who's just had an outstanding game. 10 points in the first half and has yet to score here in the second half. Good job of maneuvering. Feed to Asia Carroll. Good. Asia Carroll has 12. This is Jasmine Artis, number 11 in the game.
Another three-pointer that time by Earp.
So Earp now with 3 triples and a steal. Lassiter got the basket and was fouled on the play.
Got a little bit of momentum going here towards the end of this last quarter. They didn't score any points, Tim, until there were 2:30 left. And now they've got what? They've scored 10 in the last less than 2 minutes.
Yep. 41-34. They've sliced the lead now down to a 7-point difference and a chance to make it 6. Lassiter will be at the free throw line with a chance for the 3-point play. Tiara T.T. Lassiter hits the 3-point play, and it's a 6-point difference. The Crabbers had been down by 15 just a couple of minutes ago. Good pressure applied. Officials letting the girls play tonight. They're not
a little
calling
bit of bumping, but
Yeah.
they're not getting too much of an advantage. And
But they're good, being consistent about it.
Yep.
They're letting them both play on both sides, which is all you ask for.
what you want to do if you're Hampton here, Tim, is not let the Bruins get an easy shot at the end of the third quarter.
We're down to 10 seconds. Augustin will drive the lane, dish, nice feed for Walker.
And that's what you didn't want them to do.
That's exactly what
They're
you
not
did.
going to get it.
Beautiful execution by the Lady Bruins as they milked the clock down to 3 seconds. Got an easy shot up. Walker got it up and in as you watch the replay here. Augustin got a nice assist on that play as Walker got the basket. So Bethel, after 3, up by 8 points, 43-35. The Crabbers did make a comeback there. They had been down by 15 and scored 11 points in less than 2.5 minutes. Lady Bruins still outscored them 15-11 in the third period. So as we get set to start the fourth quarter.
There's Bill Woods sitting over there with the red hat on next to the scorer's table. And a young lady there at the far end got her head turned. Now, she's a young lady keeps the book for the Bruins, and I said, we're going to get the camera on her. She said, I waved every time he was over to Hampton. I said, well, you got to be looking.
That's right. All right, 8 minutes in regulation now as the Lady Crabbers will have the ball to start the fourth period. They just have 1 team foul against them, and 4 have been called against the Lady Bruins. So neither team in either half has been in the 1-and-1. Again, we reminder that the boys contest between Hampton and Bethel will also be seen here on Channel 46. Good job underneath, shot won't go, loose ball, Tiara Lassiter had it, scramble for the ball now, 1st and 10 at the free throw line.
Well, what the trouble that time was 2 Hampton girls were fighting over the ball and ended up neither one of them getting it. You can't do that. You got to know who your teammate is, and they got usually the same color jersey you got on.
Most of the time, anyway. So the turnover, the scramble for the ball results in a walking foul, and a good block and a steal by Earp to Cara White. Too strong.
Oh, just too strong.
Augustin dishes for Carroll, and she hits it. That's a 2. Very close to a 3-pointer, but it was just on the line. Now bad pass, intercepted by Carroll. No-look pass underneath, and it's knocked out of bounds. Who are they going to say? They believe the Crabbers touched it last. Bruins, Selena Scott, number 31, checks back in. Veronica Johnson comes out for Patrice Callaway's squad. And now a timeout has been called, and David Six will make that call with 7:13 to go in the fourth period. There you see the score, the Bruins up by 10. "17 turnovers here in the third quarter, second half, I guess it is. 10-7. Who's got the 10, Bob? Hampton's turned the ball over 10 times. The Bruins 7 here in the second half. Good old HHS. Spent many a gym class in this building. Hasn't changed a bit. There you see Sarah Sue. Walker with double-digit rebounds. She got 11 in the game to go along with her 6 points. And there's Nathaniel Don't Rain on Me Braxton. Haven't had any problem with the rain. Might have some snow, but no rain.
Yeah, he didn't say don't snow on me. He just said don't rain on me.
All right, the Bruins will have it underneath the basket. Asia Carroll will put up a 3. No good. And a battle for the ball, a tie-up. Possession arrow will
be Hampton
to the Lady Crabbers. Full court pressure, it pays off. Augustin will put it up and in.
Just not very good passes. The Bruins, or the Lady Crabbers, are making terrible passes. And there's another one.
Got a 4-on-1. And they got it. That was Amber Dorsey, the freshman, who gets the bucket. And it's back up to a 14-point lead. The Crabbers had whittled it down, but the Bruins have come right back. This is Earp for White. White spots Morris underneath, but the pass is almost picked off by Amanda Walker. And she was scrambling across the floor. Love to see that kind of hustle.
I do too. And Alicia Morris was down there too trying to get the ball. But the Crabbers are making just terrible passes. But you got to take off your hat to the Bruins. They're the ones that's causing those bad passes.
I'll do it. Morris with a nice turnaround hook shot. So Alicia Morris, who had 9 in the first half, registers her first points of the second half. And the Bruins at the other end get an easy basket by Asia Carroll. She has added 8 points in the second half, has Carroll. She's got 16 unofficially in the game. Earp has it blocked by Walker, and now they're going to call a foul on Walker. Looked like a pretty good block. Might have gotten her with the body, but it was a nice looking block. Here, you be the judge. You watch the replay. Looked pretty good. Must have gotten her with the body. Siobhan Earp hits the free throw. After missing her first 2, she gets the third attempt. And now she'll look to cut that lead down to 12. And she does. Those look much better than the last couple she took. The Bruins will have Shanika Simmons come back in the game. She'll give Amanda Walker a breather. Also, Ajita Holmes, number 5, is back in the game for Hampton. Nice feed down low.
You got to get somebody back underneath there that can pick off that pass. That's twice they broke the press and got an easy basket.
Amber Dorsey got it. Holmes now, double team, does a good job of finding the open player, Earp, and Earp will throw it up, no good. Back come the Lady Bruins, 3-on-1. Oh, behind the back pass. Carroll is fouled, she'll get 2.
What a pass. Augustin is really playing tonight.
Foul is called against Alicia Morris. Watch the replay at the other end now. Bruins watch Augustin with the ball behind the back pass to Carroll, and Carroll is fouled by 55 Morris. So Carroll will get 2 shots. Bethel up by 14. Carroll in the game unofficially now with 17 points, 8 in the first half, and then she's added 9 here in the second. And good on both free throws. Bethel doing a good job of double teaming the ball. Hampton gets it across the timeline. Holmes for Earp. Earp will try a 3 and got it. Siobhan Earp, that's her 4th triple of the night. She's got 20 points in the game unofficially. Nice feed underneath, and the basket is good by Simmons. Jamaica Simmons with her first bucket.
Well, you can't be trading baskets. You got to put a stop somewhere.
Earp missed the shot, followed the rebound, and committed the foul in the process. 4:56 left as David Six tries to get his team to keep their head about them. Second half rebounding edge to the Bethel Bruins, 15-5. So they've gotten 3 times as many bounds in this second half. Asia Carroll. Spinning jumper, no good. Emily Smith will get the rebound. And she is wrapped up underneath. Good defense by Augustin.
And that's like a turnover because the ball goes to the Bruins.
So now David Six with both of the tall pivot girls in there. 55 Morris, 53 Smith. Along with Lassiter, Earp, and Holmes. 15-point lead for the Lady Bruins.
You might just slow it down a bit if you're the Bruins, and I don't know if that's what they want to do or not, but they're
well, we saw them do that last week against Denby, and it almost hurt them in that contest. Had a hard time getting the momentum back, but we're in the 4th period now as we approach the halfway mark. And I don't know about that call.
Well, see, she threw the ball, Tim, and then she can't go get it.
But it was deflected by Lady Bruins.
And see, that's what Bradshaw said. That's a good call.
It was a good call because that's why I said I don't agree with that call. Because you can't throw it out there, take 2 or 3 steps, and then pick it up. But if a defender deflects the ball, she sure can.
Yep.
So the officials have done a good job of communicating in this contest. And when one has got a better angle than the other, they're not hesitant to make that call. Follow shot by Morris is off the mark. Holmes has it blocked nicely. Amber Dorsey with the block. 2-on-1 and the block by Lassiter. Lady Bruins try to save it on the end line, but they do not. They give it right to Lassiter. She's bumped, and that'll be a foul. That'll be a player control foul. Foul will be called against Simmons. That'll be her second. But no harm in this situation because it's not shooting.
A little trash talk going on between the two, Simmons and Lassiter. And good move by Patrice to take out Simmons. There's no need for that in a game of basketball. You see too much of that stuff with the pros, and I don't like it.
Grabbers down by 15. Got the tall lineup in there. Earp dishes left side, and Holmes can't get to it.
I tell you, the defense has just throttled the Hampton offense tonight. We got to be thinking of the players of the game, and I tell you, I'm leaning towards 1 or 2 for the Bruins, and that's either Carroll or Augustin, one of the two.
Good job of offensive rebounding for the Lady Bruins. And foul.
There were 2 blocked shots that time. Emily Smith got one and Alicia Morris got one. But the Bruins kept coming up with a loose ball. Bethel has just played both ends of the court real well tonight, Tim. Both offense and defense. Their game plan worked to a T. Hampton got that little spurt down there towards the end of the third quarter, but the second half has been entirely Bruins.
And it's been Augustine 5 and Carroll 3 who have led the way. As Asia Carroll now has hit 4 in a row from the free. Check that, 4 in the second half, 5 all total in a row. Again, that trapping defense. If nothing else, you make the Crabbers use a lot of time trying to get it up the court. They do break the timeline. And got a good double team going on Earp, and almost stolen. In fact, it was
stolen.
Augustine knocked it away.
You can't stop your dribble and next to the sideline because then that's like you have another defender there. And then she was triple teamed.
We've got a whistle and a foul. Blunt called for the personal foul. At the free throw line, Selena Scott.
No shot.
No shot. Okay. You thought they were going to go to the free throw line, but they didn't. Asia Carroll is a little short with a shot, and the Bruins will turn it over or give it back at least to the Crabbers. 2:42 remaining. 17 points is the lead. Neither team in the bonus yet. The Bruins have committed 6 team fouls, so on the next team foul, there will be at least a 1-and-1. And the Crabbers
keep turning the ball over.
That pressure defense.
Tim, we do want to thank Buckwalter Engraving Inc. and Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods for allowing us to recognize a player of the game from each one of these teams tonight with a black and a shirt. And also want to remind our viewers that WHCS Channel 46 presents your school board meetings on the first and third Wednesday of each month, and that's at 7:30 time, and that's live, so tune in and be informed.
.202 left in the ball game. Bethel with a 17-point lead, just killing the clock. Dish for Walker.
Oh, nice block by Morris. She's had, I know, at least 5 blocks tonight, Tim.
And Asia Carroll will commit the foul. All right, Bob, well, talking about our player of the game.
So you want me to take the easy one?
Yeah, you can have the easy. You take the easy one.
I'm going with the Hampton High. We're going with Alicia Morse.
All right, and she had 9 points in the first half.
And at least 5 block shots that I'm aware of.
Yep. At 11 unofficially for the game. And who am I finally going with here?
Augustine.
Tamisha Augustine.
Augustine? I don't know, but
Augustine?
whatever it is, we'll.
No E on the end, I figure it's Augustine. Morris, by the way, has 7 block shots, Bob informs me. So Miss Augustine is our player of the game, and certainly Asia Carroll had a tremendous effort.
Oh, she
tonight.
did that.
8 in the first half, and she added 12. She got 20 in the game. Of course, she did get our player of the game last time out. And we do try and spread that award around. Minute 20 left. Lady Bruins are going to pull the upset, going to beat the #1 Lady Crabbers. Heavy contact, ball stolen by the Crabbers. We approach the 1-minute mark, 59-42. Bruins led from the beginning. Crabbers made it close in the third, but the Bruins came right back and poured on the afterburners. Walker's easy shot is too strong. Down to 45 seconds, and this one is stolen. Nice feed for Augustine.
Yeah, it really was, because it really looked like number 31 was going to take it in, Selena Scott, but she, last second.
Crabbers having difficulty with even one defender back. That's Emily Smith, who gets her first basket of the game. Much too little, much too late as Asia Carroll hits at the other end of the court. 13 seconds to go, and the Crabbers turn it over. Asia Carroll had 8 in the first half. 14 more in the second half, unofficially 22 points in the game. So, Tamisha Augustin had 6 in the first half and added 16 to also have 22 in the game. And Tamisha is our player of the game on the Bruins side. And Alicia Morris is our Hampton Lady Crabber, although Siobhan Earp had 4 triples in the game, including 3 in the second half, to try and keep Hampton within the striking distance.
Well, she's the one that was the player of the game. On the first game we did with the Crabbers this year was Earp. When we was over to Kickingham, if you remember, she just had a fabulous game over there.
And she's had a fabulous game tonight. She'll finish with unofficially 20 at this point with 10.1 seconds remaining. But again, we do try and spread the player of the game award around, and it certainly was deserved by Morris.
Oh, I tell you, deserved by, there's a lot of young ladies out there that could have been player of the game tonight, but we only got one to give away tonight to each team.
Selena Scott with a nice game. She had 10 points in the first half. Crabbers shut her down in the second half. The Lady Bruins now will just work the ball to Walker, and Walker's shot too strong. Emily Smith got the rebound, but the buzzer sounds, and the Lady Crabbers taste defeat in the district for the first time as the Bruins win the game 63-44. Want to thank our sponsors again, as the Zooms folks with 5 convenient locations, David Allen Zooms. And the game also brought to you in part by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director. Final score again is Bethel 63 and Hampton 44. Our players of the game, Tamisha Augustin from Bethel and Alicia Morris from Hampton. For Bob Hintz, Bob Killen, and the entire 46 crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.